An example of invisible labor that happens on Thanksgiving for probably families all over the country that I'm embarrassed to say it took till age 33 for me to really appreciate. Transition from dinner to dessert edition. For pretty much every single Thanksgiving that I've experienced that I have not hosted, there's been dinner. We usually clear our plates and bring them to a place that we're asked to. Most of the time we transition over into watching TV. Most of my family, including myself, enjoy watching football, and usually I follow them. What I'm embarrassed to say is that I've never thought too hard about what happens when we go into watching football. Now, I know the women are already shaking their heads knowing what I'm about to say next. So I'm betting they're doing what I witnessed last night and then jumped in to be a part of. Only after turning my brain off after eating and sitting on the couch for 15 minutes. Not a good moment, Zach. Especially when Alyssa comes over to me and points out that my plate is the only one that's not been cleared. In those about 15 minutes, Alyssa, my mom, her mom, and my aunt were in the kitchen taking all the food, getting them into containers, creating meals for people to take home, and getting dessert into presentation mode. What I think I'm most embarrassed by is the lack of thought from when I kind of finished up eating and went into playing with our toddler, rather than thinking of the needs of our house, especially as we were hosting. When this was pointed out to me, it was really obvious what I needed to do. Went into the kitchen, within 7 seconds was washing dishes. However, if I were offering advice to another guy, Alyssa and I brainstormed for a little bit about this video. If you're hosting, have a conversation with your partner ahead about what you want that to look like. If you're not hosting, you want to keep the mental load to a minimum for the host. There's a couple of ideas. First recommendation, but probably the worst option, ask the host what you can do. This is the worst option because they have to think about what they can delegate to you, whether you're capable of doing that, and whether you'll do the right job that they need done. I'm sure there's a couple of hosts out there that this might be really valuable to, but not the majority. 2 is to observe what's happening, then act. Last night for us, it was mostly people were taking meals into takeout containers, being put into Tupperware we had already put out. A couple people brought like styrofoam to-go containers. I would recommend obviously following suit and doing what the other people might be doing or what the host is likely telling people to do. Secondarily, you can kind of watch what's happening. And the moment you recognize what's happening, whether they're saran wrapping, putting things in Tupperware, emptying the trash, washing dishes, whatever you see yourself as capable of, jump in and say, hey, I can take over here. And also state what the thing is that you're doing. Let's say you're taking over the hostess, you can say, hey, I'll take over cleaning the dishes here, drying them here, and putting them into this spot. Then they know exactly what you're doing. Similarly, let's say you saw them putting food away. You'd say, hey, no, I got this. I'll do the saran wrapping and then putting them into this spot or putting them into the fridge. Hi, my name's Zach. I'm a recovering man-child. Hi, Zach. If some of these options didn't make sense, I'd recommend getting the Mental Load 101 PDF from the link in my bio. And if you're a woman trying to start the conversation of mental load, that same document has a lot of value.